Meccano part number 7, angle girder, and the longest part Meccano made. Hi, if you want even more Meccano goodness, why don't you check out my Patreon channel? And please like and subscribe and leave a comment below. I post updates in the community section, not only for this week's Patreon build, but also for what I'm currently working on. Thank you, and back to the build. Hi folks, and welcome back. As I'm sat here today looking at my computer screen, I'm waiting for new glasses to arrive. By the time you're listening to this, I will have had them for around 3 months. The technology that allows you to sit an eye examination, even having a scan done of your eye, is amazing. And apart from having a telling off for leaving it for 6 years between this exam and the last, my eyes are in great shape, considering that I'm at an age where glasses are just about part of everyday life now. Hearing aids will be following soon, as I'm all but deaf in my left ear and I'm starting to lose my hearing in my right ear. Either that or young people today just mutter and don't speak properly. But the first work on optics dates back over 2,000 years to Claudius Ptolemy, working in the 2nd century AD in Alexandria, Egypt. And the invention of glasses dates back nearly 1,000 years and was an Italian invention. And while my old reading glasses are still good for computer work, I would be glad to get a pair of new reading glasses, as these ones are not great anymore for their intended purpose. I'm also being pestered by Arnie the cat, who wants strokes and attention. What we've achieved as a species is linked to our ability to receive information within a narrow band of light and to react to that information in, hopefully, a logical manner. And while Claudius Ptolemy's understanding of how the eye operates was incorrect, he believed that the eye emitted rays that then scanned the object and told the intellect what they had scanned, when in fact it's incoming rays that informs the brain what is in front of us. Or if you have a toddler, you need 360-degree vision with the optional X-ray vision upgrade added. But everything that we design and build is based on our interaction with our ability to see. So while our thumb might have allowed us to create tools and use things, it is our sight that has given us the ability to improve on our creations. Without the ability of sight, would you be listening to me now? America has an ability that is almost unique to that country, in the advancement of the automobile in general, but also to a lot of the advancements of service vehicles that we see today on the road. America has been one of the major driving forces. From the cement truck to the tow truck, mobile crane and the road grader. The excavator was such an American invention, dating back to 1839 by William Otis in Philadelphia. And while we think of modern vehicles in the terms of diesels or even EVs now, powering hydraulics, the first ones were steam-powered and used cables. The model I'm building now is a shovel excavator. The action is that of digging with a shovel, so blade in and lift. The other type you see is a dragline. A dragline is blade down, and then, as the name suggests, you drag the digging bucket back towards the machine, thus filling it. I have no idea which is the better option. But when these machines appeared, it must have been a wonderful sight and a threat to the navvies who were building railways at the time. After all, what would take them hours, these machines could do in a single bucket. Mr. Otis was, to put it bluntly, a genius when it came to earthworks. He designed and built the first working steam-powered mechanical excavator by the time he was 22, in 1825. The first steam shovel was invented in 1835, a machine that was commercially viable and not just a proof positive of the theory. On June the 15th, he was awarded the patent for his design. However, there had been a fire at the engineering works where the plans were stored, along with the pre-production model of the steam shovel, and they were destroyed. No plans, no shovel, no business. He spent the next 4 years rebuilding and recreating what he'd lost. By the age of 25, on the 24th of February 1839, his patent had been verified. 9 months later, he died of typhoid fever. He was 26 years old. His patent expired on the 24th of February 1856, and at that point it was a free-for-all for the manufacturing companies to catch up on Mr. Otis's business. One of the companies to step forward was Ruston and Hornsby Limited of Lincoln, England. Ruston's became the world leaders very quickly, and I rather like an advert for the Ruston No. 6 general purpose excavator from 1920. There are approximately 115 Ruston No. 6 machines at work in Britain alone, far more than all other makes of this size added together. Probably nowhere else in the world are so many shovels of the same size and make operating within so small a radius of the factory where they were built. They cover practically the whole range of mechanical excavation, contracting, open cast mining, all classes of quarry work. All these machines are under the eye of the men who design and build them. Ruston engineers can watch their many machines in every kind of active service and have developed many unique features which make the number 6 turned out of the Ruston factory today the best small shovel obtainable. They also discuss what a No. 6 excavator can dig per hour, which is between 40 to 80 cubic yards. The average man can dig 1 cubic yard of soil per 4 hours. So the mechanical excavator was a huge leap in our ability to dig deep and dig big. And while the excavator is a wonderful bit of kit, new things capture the attention of the young mind better than that of the bulldozer. But the bulldozer is 100 years old. That's why maybe it doesn't appear in any of the early pre-World War II manuals. The technology was just too new. But have you ever wondered where the name came from? The first use was in engineering for a horizontal forging press. Towards the latter part of the 19th century in the USA, a bulldozer was a name given to a large enough dose to affect a bull, either literally or figuratively, of any medicine, but also a severe form of punishment or intimidation, quite possibly at gunpoint. It was also used as a code word for a severe whipping of African Americans in the 1876 presidential election in the southern states of America. A little later, it was any person carrying a large caliber pistol, or even just the pistol itself. By the turn of the 20th century, bulldozing meant to use brute force to either push through any obstacle or just bury it. and by the 1930s the name was given to the vehicle. But the original blade was an addition to a Holt tractor from the Holt Manufacturing Company in Stockton, California. The blade fitment was invented by James Cummings, a farmer, and John McLeod, a draftsman. In US patent number 1522378, issued on the 6th of January 1925, it was described as an attachment for tractors. Our invention is an attachment for tractors, by the use of which the surface of ground may be easily brought into a new level condition. The device is intended more practically for filling ditches in which pipelines have been laid, but is capable of use as a grader and for other purposes. During the Second World War, we see the first use of military bulldozers, but these tended to be civilian models that had been purchased by the armed forces of a nation. But a more regular use of the original design is by adding a bulldozer blade to a tank, thus giving breaching ability as well as being able to detonate explosives safely. And then we have incidences where people have armoured bulldozers themselves. In the case of Marvin Heemeyer in 2004, who armoured a Komatsu D355A bulldozer before destroying 13 buildings in the town of Granby, Colorado. The bulldozer was impervious to all small arms fire and explosives that the law enforcement officers had at their disposal at the time. In the end, it was a basement collapsing that caused the bulldozer to become trapped. Both of these builds were fun to make, nice simple engineering principles that to some degree or other work, and requiring some tinkering to get to work. That's the bit that I love the most with builds like this. The fact that you can spend hours just playing with a model to get it to operate correctly. But neither of them are correct as far as being based on a real prototype. They are generic models of this genre, and as always with Meccano, are getting you ready for the next step up, the bigger build that is coming. Without a doubt, the bulldozer has helped change the world, and the heaviest one comes in at 183 tons, built by Umberto Eco in Italy. There has only ever been one built by the company. It was due to be shipped out to Libya, but at the time the country had trade embargoes imposed on them, so it never left Italy. The mechanical excavator was replaced by hydraulics in the mid-20th century, leading to the slow but inevitable decline of cable-controlled vehicles by the mid to late 1960s. But there is something wonderful about watching cable-controlled vehicles operate. It somehow seems to be more alive than a hydraulically operated one. And somewhat frustratingly for me, both these models will be rebuilt before this video goes live, as I managed to point the camera at my mug of tea and zoom in. So the footage you're watching now is not the original footage, and maybe I can get them to operate just a bit better than the first ones.